Thanks for watching Paradise Press JA. I've seen so many discussions about Chloe Bailey on social media, especially amongst Black and LGBTQ vloggers that love pop music, and though I do feel like most vloggers are rooting for Chloe, I also think a lot of people are disingenuous in their critiques and support. I love a lot of singles that Chloe has released as a solo star, but I think generally way too many people are overcritical of her success so far as a solo artist, and I'm going to point out in this video the several ways in which I believe this is happening. A lot of us have opinions about what we want to see from her new music, and I think many of her fans have incredibly diverse opinions about what they want to hear from her. But I also think, from what I'm hearing online, most people want Chloe to return to a sound that was closer to what she was writing in her band with her sister Halle, and I'd say I kind of agree. I think Chloe's sultry R&B songs are where she shines, but the reality is that pop and hip-hop are the sounds that are selling more currently. The truth is that R&B is not one of the most popular genres right now. That's just a fact. Yet that's the sound where most people believe she shines because of her sweet, sultry vocals. While I understand why many of her songs have a pop music and hip-hop edge, I actually think she should forget the charts altogether and go for critical acclaim, singing a more stripped, soulful, and R&B sound devoid of pop and hip-hop, or at least less of it. One of the silliest critiques I've heard from Chloe detractors is that she should head back to Chloe and Halle because they were more successful together, and that statement is so false it makes my head spin. The truth is that Chloe and Halle have been more successful as solo artists, but many people on social media have minimized their achievements because they haven't become as successful as their musical mentor Beyonce. It seems social media in general won't think anything she's done is an accomplishment until she's snagging number ones like Bey. Yet both Halle and Chloe have bloomed since doing their own thing. Even though Chloe and Halle were critically acclaimed as a duo, they only had one song hit the Billboard Hot 100 after releasing 2 albums. Their single Do It reached 69 on the Hot 100, but I do believe, though I could be wrong, that the version that actually hit the Hot 100 was the remix with Doja Cat, City Girls, and Latto. Chloe and Halle were also nominated for a Grammy on their album cycle for Ungodly Hour, their last album. But to insinuate Chloe or Halle haven't achieved new heights in their careers since they went solo is totally crazy, especially considering Halle became a Disney princess and starred in the Color Purple musical as well. Chloe's debut R&B hip-hop single Have Mercy reached the top 40 at 28 on the Hot 100, becoming a platinum single that she performed on various award show stages like the VMAs and American Music Awards. So with one song, Chloe has already outdone the band's Chloe and Halle's stats on the Hot 100, and that was just her first single. So to say she was more successful with her sister is just untrue. Her second single, Treat Me, also hit the Hot 100 at 81, and she killed the performance of this song at the BET Awards in 2022. Now, many people may disagree with the point I'm going to make next, but I think music fans, especially R&B fans, need to hear me out here. I think R&B fans need to respect the R&B charts more in order for more R&B artists to be successful. My point here is that though Chloe has gone pop with some of her records, people tend to forget her base has been R&B, and that her records that make it to the R&B charts need to be recognized as successful. When the only charts you recognize is the Hot 100, aka the pop charts, you unknowingly erase the accomplishments of R&B artists. For context, there are so many artists who are massively successful in country music who barely chart on the Hot 100, but they are loved and supported by country music fans and aren't being called flops. The average pop music fan is probably not going to know many songs by Florida Georgia Line, but that doesn't mean those dudes aren't incredibly successful. In the same way, Chloe has had several of her songs chart on the R&B charts, but because most of her singles weren't charting on the Hot 100, most R&B and hip-hop fans are calling her a flop and mocking her in the comments. The R&B charts have a legacy of supporting Black artists since the 1940s and 50s, so it's important that Chloe, a Black American artist, is making waves on these charts as well. I personally love Chloe's record, For the Night, and still listen to it to this day. For the Night hit number 16 on the R&B charts in 2022, but she'd also reached the Hot 100 again that year with her collab with Gunna, You and Me, reaching 72 on the charts. People also forget that her single Surprise was another hit on the R&B charts in 2022, reaching number 20 on the R&B charts as well. Her collab with Chris Brown was another R&B hit, reaching 17 on the R&B charts and 47 on the hip-hop and R&B charts in 2023. Chloe released her debut album In Pieces, a project she mostly wrote and produced on her own, to positive to mixed reviews, and though there are several songs I enjoyed on this album like In Pieces, Body Do and Feel Me Cry, I still think the album could have been sonically and thematically more concise. I also think that Chloe should head back to alternative R&B because I don't think the hip-hop fans she seems to be marketing herself to will get her as much. I think Chloe is much more in the wheelhouse of Janelle Monáe, Alicia Keys, or Giveon, and not necessarily SZA, Summer Walker, or Rihanna, if you get what I'm saying. I think nothing makes this clearer than Chloe's latest accomplishment on the Billboard charts. Chloe's latest hit on the Hot 100 that I didn't see really any black social media commentators recognize or give Chloe her tens for is her holiday hit, Winter Wonderland, that reached 87 on the Hot 100, becoming her fourth single on the Billboard Hot 100. Though this may be a surprise to many other people, this totally makes sense to me. Both Chloe and her sister Halle have these old school jazzy tones that are perfect for these classic pop songs, which is exactly why I think both Chloe and Halle should play with sounds like old soul, jazz, and traditional pop in their coming projects instead of the hip hop and pop route. Not only did Chloe become a part of a coveted and difficult niche in pop music to enter, the holiday music genre, now sitting next to legends like the Queen of Christmas Mariah Carey, this is also a very remarkable achievement because, after doing research on this song, apparently this is the first time this song has reached the Hot 100. Everyone knows this song, Winter Wonderland, at least in North America. And it's mind-blowing to think that this classic song we've all heard every year during the Christmas season was never on the Hot 100 until Chloe put it there. This song has been a Christmas staple since it was written in 1934 and has been covered by many legendary artists like Tony Bennett, Lady Gaga, and Michael Bublé. But Chloe's version is one of the most successful to date. Achievements like these put you in the history books, so it's crazy to me that no one really celebrated Chloe for this moment in her music career. Chloe has room to grow on her next albums for sure. Yet in her solo career, Chloe's seen the Hot 100 4 times, the R&B charts 7 times, and she's only released 1 album so far, which is a great start for a new solo artist. Plus, Chloe has been acting in critically acclaimed TV shows while putting out this music. Though her time on the horror miniseries Swarm was short, Chloe is now a certified horror queen. Swarm was a critically acclaimed series, and Chloe's racy scene on the show got social media buzzing, which is always a good thing, even if people were gagging. Chloe would also star in the TV movie and gospel musical Praise This in 2023, which also received great reviews. For her starring roles in the series, Chloe took home an NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Actress, which again, I didn't hear many of these pessimistic vloggers mention. But for black artists particularly, this is a huge milestone. The NAACP is one of the oldest organizations for black Americans, and to be recognized for her acting by the NAACP is a high honor that shows real promise for her budding acting career. I could go on and on about how there are many achievements Chloe has had as a solo artist, but I think I've made my point. Sure, some critiques of Chloe's art and music may be valid, but I think the lack of acknowledgement of her achievements on the charts makes these critiques lopsided and unfair. For context, another R&B artist I listen to who has been getting bashed on the internet for years, being called a flop, is Tinashe. And after nearly 10 years, she finally is having a resurgence on the Billboard Hot 100 with her single Nasty. Tinashe has released 6 albums since 2014 and has 4 songs on the Hot 100, just like Chloe. But now the same people who called Tinashe a flop just last year and are calling Chloe a flop now are saying Tinashe is the new it girl. Which one is it? Are they flops or it girls? And how is Chloe a flop if she has 4 records in the Hot 100 with only 1 album out? The truth is, neither of these artists are flops by any means because they have been on the R&B and dance charts for years, whether the general public acknowledges that or not. I'll be looking forward to Chloe's next album, Trouble in Paradise, and I hope this time around, those who are listening aren't as quick to undermine Chloe's success and achievements she's made as a solo artist so far.